Get your hands off of me.
Hey, calm down.
Get away from me.
I was just trying to help.
I don't need your help, you damn little whore.
Welcome to Schlock Jocks. I'm Greg.
I'm Tim.
And this is episode 3. And tonight we're talking about Night of the Demons, the quintessential demon possession film filmed in South Central Los Angeles.
And it is the seminal Linea Quigley shoving a lipstick on her left breast movie of 1988.
So this film has quite the cult following. I've heard about it numerous times and never watched it. You'd never watched it either.
Yeah,
which
it's a film I'd known of for a long time, but yeah, I just never got around to watching it.
I think most people in the cult horror community know about this movie.
Sure.
It was even remade in...
It's got 2 sequels and a remake from
Yeah.
2009 with Eddie Furlong and Shannon Elizabeth.
Oh, so this is high quality stuff.
Exactly.
Going on here. I definitely remember the cover. The cover's pretty iconic. It's got the girl, she's possessed. I remember that in Blockbuster specifically.
Okay.
Now, that being said, I don't personally understand why this movie has a cult following after watching it. And once again, we were both stoked. So this is kind of the second movie in a row where we were stoked. We picked a movie we both hadn't seen. This was for different reasons because we hadn't done a horror movie yet. We're both big horror fans. And I was stoked to see it because I've heard so much about it. And, you know, it has like this loyal cult following. But I think the movie sucks ass. And I tried to watch it twice. And both times I was bored to tears. I can't tell you much about it because I didn't retain anything. As far as I know, you know, that's about these kids who they're going to stay in this house. And they're all like driving in a car there together. And they end up in this house and they like do a seance thing. They all get possessed. And then eventually, in a long wait period, people start dying. And it's in that long wait period where the movie always loses me.
Well, Greg, let me just say with your summary there, you got the movie.
Okay.
That's the movie, man. So
right.
you perfectly understood
Okay.
this flick.
All right. Yeah, but to me, like that just... What I just described is also Evil Dead, without the Book of the Dead. And not nearly as funny or entertaining.
Well, you can't top Evil Dead, man.
I know, but that's the first comparison that comes to mind is the type of movie it is and kind of the template it's working off of. But I just don't... That middle part, and even the beginning isn't great. I mean, it has some moments you're getting introduced to the characters. But it's kind of boring. It just really takes a long time to get to the effing point. To have people start. I don't watch horror movies for, you know, the acting chops, which there are none in this movie.
Well, there's not supposed to be.
No, like get to the point. Let's start seeing some action.
That's
and
fair.
It took some time to get there.
Hey, you know what? This reminds me of a great story. You know, I think we've heard enough stories for one night.
Oh, God, this one better be it or I'm gonna water the whole way.
No. Try this one.
What? Well, all right, Susie Q. How did you know this?
Ladies before germs.
No, wait,
The odor's gone too. But we all experience them. The noise, the stink, and the chill. They're all signs of demonic infestation.
They're standing around, Butts.
Obviously, Linea Quigley's in it, so she's always a good time. There's the gratuitous Linea Quigley cooter shot, which you can find in pretty much any movie she's in the 80s.
God bless her.
Yeah. And she is entertaining only because she's Linea Quigley,
Yeah.
and she has like her own.
There's her own way about her.
Yeah,
I
her
love-
own acting style.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I love her, man. She's always
Yeah.
entertaining. I love that woman.
She knows she's a B movie person.
Oh yeah.
She's not trying to be anything else.
Oh man.
But there's no one else in this movie worth kind of mentioning. I think I looked up. There's only 3 actors or actresses that have Wikipedia pages out of like the 9 people that are in the movie. But yeah, that's my take. I can't remember any scenes that I know there's the one dude who's kind of a douchebag.
They're all douchebags.
Well, I'm thinking of the one guy who's just kind of over the top.
Are you talking about the big guy?
The big guy.
Stooge is his name.
Okay, and he kind of reminds me of the big guy from Return of the Living Dead, the punk rocker.
Okay.
He's kind of a stoogey dickhead.
Just obnoxious and
Yeah. And that's about the closest thing I can remember any character development.
No, there's none.
Yeah.
But there's not supposed to be in a movie like this.
No. Give me something. But, you had a different take. So
I
let's
very
hear it.
much enjoyed this movie,
Yeah.
man. I was excited to watch it because again, it's a flick I'd heard of for years since I was a kid, and just again never had gotten around to seeing it. So I was very excited to get to it. I love Linea Quigley. She was the main reason I wanted to watch it, just for her, because I love her performances and everything she does. Just the way she delivers her lines. She accents like the wrong syllables in the words or something sometimes. So she has her own delivery. And it's always fantastic.
She puts, I think we said she puts the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllables. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
See, I disagree, man, with almost everything you said. Now, it definitely lags. I think it's around the 40-minute mark. It starts to it just loses all momentum it had. Like nothing is happening. Possessions have already occurred, but for some reason the kids, they split up into 2-3-man teams for whatever reason. They're just kind of wandering around and nothing's really happening.
Nope.
You get a lot of filler in this movie. Like you probably only have like a 45-50-minute movie here with a bunch of bullshit kind of thrown in there just to stretch out the clock. It feels like. But a lot of that is so good. Like I disagree. I thought this movie started off really strong. First, you get that dickhead old man who's a complete asshole to our main character for no reason, and that he bookends the movie because he gets that fantastic little scene at the end of the movie.
Yeah,
a little payback for his attitude. Then you get our main character Judy. You get her little brother, who is
I forgot about that.
Any person, myself included, who has a sister would never talk to their sister like this.
Wow, but this is booby, sis. If you keep on going, you'll have to hire someone just to tie your shoes.
That kid was so great, man. He was like trying so hard to be like Mr. Cool.
Yeah.
And real sarcastic and snarky, but at the same time, he's sitting at home on a Halloween night with his mommy who's baking cookies. So, like, what are you fucking... So he was great, man. That kid was hilarious. And then he had, I think his name was Sal or something, Corey Feldman.
Okay, so yeah, the boyfriend, I think...
Not even a boyfriend. He's, like, trying to get with her.
Oh, yeah. But
Or
he's
so they hooked up once or something like that.
He copied Matt Dillon's style... And then it's like Corey Feldman turned around and copied this guy's style.
I can see that. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's certain angles that he looks exactly like Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
Little bit older Corey Feldman from early '90s Corey Feldman.
Yes.
Even though this is a little before.
Because right now Corey Feldman's still kind of a young chubby kid
he's a
when
kid.
this movie's made.
Yeah.
And I originally thought, because I think I was the one who said, I think this guy stole Corey Feldman.
Right.
But you're like, wait, no, Corey Feldman's a lot younger than this
Corey
guy.
Feldman stole his style.
Yeah. So, but then when I watched it again, I'm like, this guy kind of stole young Matt Dillon style.
Yeah. What was that movie?
Outsiders.
Outsiders.
Yeah, The Outsiders.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
Dally.
Yeah, Dally.
And he had that really, really exaggerated, I'm assuming, New York accent.
Yes.
Hey, I'm from New York. Break your fucking legs. Let's go get a meatball. Kind of like fake New York accent, which was hilarious.
Hey. Come on, spill the beans, eh? Here's a nice chunk of change to loosen your lips a little.
And then you meet all the kids, and you mentioned Stooge. He was just completely obnoxious and over the top, and yells at that girl when they're driving to the house. She's almost gonna miss a turn, and he just flips a switch and freaks out on her for no reason.
Yeah.
It seems like all these kids wouldn't really be friends because they just fuck with each other and kind of not in friendly ways. They're just dicks to each other. So that was amusing. But you get Linea Quigley's introduction was certainly entertaining. She's bending over while her friend shoplifts, distracting the clerks.
Yeah, she's showing her goods.
Which was pretty damn funny.
Yeah. That was a good scene. That was a good scene. Well, then I remember we're talking, you do have the token black character.
Yeah. Who survives?
He survives. Which is in the...
Expectations subverted, man.
Yeah.
In this era...
in this era of horror movies...
The stereotype is the black guy dies first.
Yeah, the token black guy dies. But this guy survives.
This movie was ahead of his time, man.
It was, man. It was breaking barriers.
That's right. Oh, he was a complete bitch.
Oh, no,
he bitched out like so many times in this movie. Anytime the main girl, Judy, was in trouble, he's just like, fuck this bitch, I'm out, and would just bail house, like jump out of a window or leave out of a door or something, just leave her by herself.
We can't get out. We can't get out.
Roger.
You won't get me.
Well, then maybe it also was ahead of its time, because that's kind of how guys and girls are now, it seems like.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah, probably.
That is one thing that holds true. Like a typical 80s horror movie. You didn't really have any strong male characters. It was all, you had the survivor girl and the ladies.
Yeah, the final girl, and you got the sluts getting their comeuppance for their sinful ways.
Yes. Tempting the boys.
Yeah. But yeah, there was that whole, pretty much halfway through the movie, it just kind of drags on, and you get this weird dance sequence with Angela to really bad dancing to really bad music for like, I don't know, a minute and a half, 2 minutes or something, while a character is just watching her. It's just like, why is this in the movie? It's terrible. It's just filler. And that's what a lot of this movie is.
Well, and it is. It almost seems like to me like they had a really good 50-minute movie, but the studio was like, no, movies are 2 hours long, so, or an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So you got this part in the middle, and literally nothing happens.
Yeah.
There's they're trying to do these cool things with the demon girls, but they don't really make sense, and they don't further the plot, and they don't move the storyline. They're just, hey, look, Linea Quigley shoves a thing in her breast.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
That was creative. I'll give him that, man.
It was.
But who the hell? It didn't make any sense.
No.
But she, for anyone who hasn't seen it, she shoves a lipstick thing, whatever you call it, tube, I don't know, lipstick, into her left nipple. It's obviously a prosthetic, but yeah, it's obviously rubber, and she shoves it. There's no blood or anything.
No.
She just shoves it in there, and that's it.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. It's different.
And then, she had been doing the lipstick, so it's, all over her face.
Yeah, it's just all crazy.
Stop staring at me.
Damn it, Suzanne, your makeup is fine. Come on, what are you worried about?
Ah! Jeez! Christ! Stop looking at me!
And then that kind of made her look like the Deadite women in Evil Dead, because she's got that crap all over her face.
When they demonize her, she kind of looks like, sure.
Kind of looks like a Deadite.
And that's another thing. They transform into demons, and then at least with Linnea, that I can remember, she's demonized, and then she's not, and then she is. And then
she goes in and out.
Nothing's really happening though.
No.
I don't really understand why this is.
They don't really explain why she's going in and out, but Angela's the main demon one, right?
Yeah.
She's a demon the whole time. She's not going in and out of it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But Linea, she's normal, and then she's not, and then she's normal, and then she's not.
Yeah, so it definitely just kind of drags on like that for no particular reason other than to take up time. I thought it started out really strongly. I love these characters for the most part. They're just really bad acting, really bad writing. Just everything's exaggerated.
I will say they get the job done. They're annoying. You don't care for them.
Right. Well, that's why you wouldn't watch these movies. You want to see these kids get killed in interesting, creative ways.
Yeah. It's just they really take a long time to get to.
They absolutely do. And times when they should do it, they just don't.
Yeah.
They drag it out for whatever reason. So I agree with you on that. But for the most part, I really enjoyed this movie. And I thought when in the parts that it is dragging out, the little tidbits you get where something might happen were entertaining enough to keep me interested, but then nothing does happen, you know.
Yeah. Now it's time to decide, man. Do we put this one in the Schlock locker?
I would, just because I think it's a fun movie. It delivers on exactly what you're looking for in a movie like this, with the exception of the slow middle to end part. It's got the interesting effects and deaths, and it's got the bad acting. It's got the gratuitous nudity.
There's plenty of that.
I would recommend this movie. I take it you would not.
I would not recommend this movie. Like, if I'm telling someone, hey, if someone asks me, hey, recommend some cult movies to watch, or recommend some horror movies, this one's not going to pop up.
Well, there's definitely ones I would throw in front of this one.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. If someone were to ask me about it, I would say, yeah, you should watch it.
Now, I do know it has a cult following, so I would tell people, check it out for yourself, because you liked it.
Yeah.
I didn't. I'd be like, hey, watch it for yourself, but I'm not going to fucking watch it with you.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I can't sit through it again. I even tried to watch it a third time.
Oh, really?
I thought maybe I was being unfair to the movie.
Okay.
But I just couldn't do it.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But I could sit through this movie again.
Yeah.
I could.
My Schlock value for this, I'm going to give it 1 Linea Quigley cooter shot.
I will give this movie 4 out of 6 bodacious boobies.
Okay. So there you have it. This has been episode 3 of Schlock Jocks, Night of the Demons. I'm Greg.
I'm Tim. And remember, kids, do not leave the house with sour balls.
Good night.
Stigmata bleed continuously, potent health and vehemently for me. Stigmata, how you saw red sight, stigmata in your splintered life. Look to your crimson orifice in holy remembrance in scarlet bliss.
Rotten pig trash. Been out all night, huh? Ah, they'll all rot in hell. Kids.